Hello everyone! Happy Friday! Happy St. Patrick's Day! Even though we've had green all week, both of lucky and unlucky varieties, this isn't green. I don't have enough green to do this, so other things! If you were here for Wednesday, Thursday, you're probably happy about that. Anyway, I'm Auntie Becky. I do journals and Happy Planner and other random things I'm excited about. Please like, subscribe, ring bells, do dances. I do not know what the YouTube deities require at the moment. And continue joining us for fun. I have not done the I got 10 subscribers thing yet. Life things are happening right now, so that may be off by another week or so. I have not forgotten you, my loyal 10. You are the best. You are my starters. I cannot see your names anywhere, so you are the mystery 10. The magical mystery 10 who were started and are the best. So today we are making art. It's art. This is art, right? Yeah. art adjacent fun stuff. So I decided to do something with using the pinky envelope. As like normal, I did pull out more than I use, but realistically that's I find an easier way to work is to pull out what I think I might like. It didn't want to fit. What I think I might like, and then I have it all there at my fingertips to work with and play with. And I was having some ideas, and so I got the. If you look at last weekend, you can see a flip through of these new books. I really wanted to use them, but it was Green Week. But I really wanted to look how pretty. So I was playing around with using some of these in here, and especially this book with the watercolors. It's designed for the big sized Happy Planners, so I use a classic sized Happy Planner. Big is big, it's bigger. More useful if you never leave your desk and if you have a lot to write down, or you're using it in a scrapbooking style way where you're going to where you're using it in a scrapbooking style where you're going to be using it all the time. And not all the time, where you're going to be using it to like store photographs. I've seen people do that. You can get really cool hole punches, which which actually you can use to like stamp out of an actual photo and make it the size of a Happy Planner square. Those are super cool, but you have to like have photos. I do my Happy Planners ahead of time, so I end up not doing a lot of that. I only go back and write down real things I feel are important. Like I wrote down 3 years ago when we closed down for COVID for 2 weeks. That was a thing. Or life-changing things like the day I got a new job. I wrote that down so that if I do flip through it, it's more oh, that was then. Okay. So that has nothing to do with what we're doing here. But anyway, the big ones are designed for the bigger planner, so we're gonna have to get creative to make sure they fit and look good in the Happy Planner. But this has no lines on it. I can do whatever I want. Using my glue tape, I think I'm getting the hang of it. It still likes to pull like that up the papers a lot. So using some nice collagey pinks. And this is kind of fun, I think, where we end up. So we've got, I think this one I'm doing now has a teapot on it. Very romantic roses with hint of mail. Because we don't get mail anymore. Mail is now romantic. Stamps and the ephemera. Those of you who are young whippersnappers out there, writing a letter and sending it comes with its whole list of ephemera. So stamps and envelopes and I'll go back to ephemera in a minute. This is me making sure that if any of these rips go a little high, you won't notice them because it's got the pink behind it. So it'll just blend in your eye. because one of them is slightly high, I think. Anyway, back to ephemera. So there's this whole ephemera, and even doing modern letters, like just, okay, so I am doing a letter to, just tell somebody something. So here's the info, piece of random lined paper. It still has this whole thing that goes with it. With the making the letter, is the stamp the right stamp? Stamps used to come with monetary values on them, so you had to have like a small collection. Modern stamps in Canada just have a P for postage. So you can use them when they put the prices up again. It's so sad. Why do they keep doing that? I know, because money is a thing and everyone likes it. But it's just the paper uses of communications. There's an issue there. Because we don't use them, they are become romanticized. I was working with a young woman, younger high school age. Well, you don't know her name, so I'll give you her age. She was 15. And I asked her to put some things into envelopes for mailing at work. I work in an office. We had to mail some stuff. She'd never touched an envelope before. So we had to go over how to use an envelope, how to use a windowed envelope, how to make it work this way, how to make it work that way. It is interesting. She did very well. She learned well. She was a great learner. But yeah, like now you have skills that you will not use until you get into a fuddy-duddy office and you're the only person who knows how to collate things without a printer. Old skills are not necessarily bad skills. Post-apocalyptic life skills are still life skills. So now I'm looking for things to put on my lovely background. And I'm like, I haven't used one of these really clear, fun ones in a while. And I remembered these ones. Of course, you can't see them because of my storage methodology here. But it's a giant stamp. It's got lacy bits on it and a 5-cent thing. And I'm like, I wonder if one of these would work in it. And I could make a giant stamp. Well, I do, with, no, not one of those. I think the pinker one. There it is. I see it. It's that one. So I basically put this overlay on the sticker, and then cut the sticker down to fit. So we have this beautiful, giant, shiny stamp, which is something you wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't been combining things this way. It's the only shiny object on the page. I try to use the textures as to help guide the eye around. In composition, you want the eye to move. So if you've seen anything about taking photographs, they're like, don't put your photograph dead center. Put it over here so that you are, slightly off this, it's in thirds and actions go this way and that. Yeah. The reason for that is you need a person's eye to go around the image, even if it settles on a certain spot. So right now, with this background, your eye kind of gets lost. There's just too much of the same style of thing. There's nothing to pull your eye from place to place to place. If you look at the previous one, you kind of follow the text around for the three things, and you follow. Western viewers start in the upper left-hand corner when we're looking for things, because that's how we read. Most cultures will follow their language. So if your language goes top to bottom, you go top to bottom, goes right to left, you will start on the right-hand corner. The way humans do things is fascinating. It's very fun to see it in places like, I keep going. I have a tendency to turn left when I go in places. But apparently, most of North America turns right. So I keep going through museum exhibits backwards because I haven't noticed that I'm going the wrong direction until like halfway through. I'm like, why are we going back in the artist's life? And I did it again. They're using the same in-outdoor, and it's just a gate. And they're just assuming you'll go the correct direction because most people do. And then there's me going the wrong way. Luckily, there's no wrong way to go here. See, I think this turned out well. I know I don't need to send you to the close-up reels because reels do better, but whatever. I will encourage you to look at the close-up reels for this item specifically. I really like it. I think it turned out well. I really like how it's a brighter version of what's going on. So now it's already the eye starting to move. So we've got the typewriter, the little black smudge up in the left, the kind of teapot and the roses, and then it goes up into that. Now there's something to land on. No, that doesn't go there. Something else happens. Yes. I debated putting on this label. I'm like, ooh, labels, stamps. The little red square is a stamp. I'm like, okay, yes. Oh wait, looks like an envelope. Let's use the envelope shaped thing. And then I was doing my classic, but I don't want to block the entire background problem. I like the teapot. I like the birdies. There's little birds down there. I like the typewriter. I think I sacrificed the typewriter by the end. I think I had to give up on something, and I saved up on the typewriter. So, glue in the envelope, glue in the envelope. I know it's just vaguely envelope shaped. Go with me here. It works, right? When I feel the envelopeness is encouraged by it doesn't end up there. By the surrounding it with stamps. Oh, that's right. So there's like a little yellow bird there. I think it ends up down there. You don't end up there. I know you don't. I think it ends up by this bird because the bird is already like half cut off by the paper edge. So there we go. So I figured if I put this on top, now the bird doesn't look like it's cut off. It looks like it's peeking out from behind this envelope. So now I have to get the sticker off. Again, this is one of those washi stickers. They're translucent, which works well here because the stamp has cancellation marks on it. But through it, you can see the wreath behind, which even just makes it look more like it's been canceled, it's been stamped, it's kind of gone through things. It works well with the stamp. And then I know this ends up on there somewhere. Oh, that's right. There's this lovely, really light. So this is the similar thing I'm doing. So the play with the stickers. How does this actually work? So the background is that particular muted, like old pink. It's kind of dusty. It's not quite a dusty rose, but it's in the same family. Yeah, I decided to sacrifice the typewriter. And it is kind of dull. So what have I done? I've put brights on it, and I'm putting really, really light in the same color family as all the brights, so that it all relates. But again, it's another thing to guide the eye around. So we've got near the upper left-hand corner this very light square, which brings up through the flowers and down into the big stamp, which then again guides you down. So this is a technique that I'm doing now that I haven't done before, and I think it worked really well here. I am using the midlighter to create shadow. I am implying that this sticker I've just put on is lying on top, like physically, and has some separation from below. So this, and in one of our other episodes, we talked about the importance of depth, that everything isn't on the same plane. We do that through the color differences between the background and the foreground. We do that with different textures. And here I'm doing it with this midlighter to create actual shadow. Like this. This is just a simple half circle of, there's little stamps in the corner. I thought it seemed silly to get rid of the little stamps when we have a stamp thing going. So this stands forward from what's behind it because it's bright. But I do the same trick on it later. So we end up with it being, again, in front of what's behind it. Yeah, I'm like, if we're going to do this, we're going to put down this other sticker. This is more for layering and texture. It doesn't stick out as a piece, but I felt we needed bridging in the middle. Because of this style, it is a very all over the place, 4,000 things happening style. It's like early recordings of rock and roll. They used to call it the wall of sound because they would just put microphones in a wall in front of the bands and have them play in loud rooms, and just so when you turned it on, that's why so many of the old ones are so insane. Like, they're just loud and it's part of their awesomeness. But the design was to overwhelm your senses. That is what the style of art is. We're trying to pull you in through detail. I want you to look at this and almost want to stop the close-up and look again and go, wait, I didn't see that the first time. So what these stickers are I'm putting on, again, this is the overwhelming with detail. You're not going to see these from this angle. They're just collections of little gold dots. It's just a top detail, and it just goes on top of all kinds of things, and it just adds A, another layer, and B, more depth. So I think it came out well. I had a lot of fun on this one. I was worried because, again, I did this immediately after I did the one for Wednesday, and I was worried because Wednesday didn't work. But more pink. I found a hole. Color it in. So thank you very much for playing along with us today. I love seeing you. I love you. You're the best. And I hope we can do this again soon. Have a great day. Bye.